welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS, presenting to you the daily quiz for 12th of December 2022. But before we begin, here is an important announcement. BYJU'S Exam Prep is organizing a workshop to help you all understand how to choose an optional subject. Your score in the optional subject will determine your final rank. So it is very important to choose the optional subject wisely. To know how to choose, attend this workshop live on the 14th of December, that is Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the BYJU'S Exam Prep app. It is a free workshop and you can register for this by clicking on the link given in the description box below. Also, if you have not already joined our official Telegram channel, all you need to do is click on the link given in the description and join our Telegram channel. Now let us begin and take a look at the first question for today. Which of the following statements best describes Tele-MANAS? Option A, it is a program by the government where people can seek legal advice from lawyers through video conferencing available at common service centers. Option B, it is an initiative launched amid the COVID-19 pandemic to enable patient-to-doctor teleconsultations. Option C, it is an initiative launched to provide psychosocial support to students and teachers for their mental health and well-being during the times of COVID-19. Option D, it is an initiative launched to provide free tele-mental health services all over the country round the clock, particularly catering to the people in remote or underserved areas. Now, before we go ahead, pause the video, mark your answers and drop them in the comment section. Also, do mention how many of these questions you could get right. Now, more about Tele-MANAS. See, Tele-MANAS is a comprehensive mental health care service. It stands for Tele-Mental Health Assistance and Networking across states. The aim of Tele-MANAS is to provide free tele-mental health services all over India 24/7 and in particular cater to the people in remote or underserved areas of our country. Why? Because these are the people who mostly lack access to mental health care services. So this program includes a network of 23 tele-mental health centers of excellence with NIMHANS being the nodal center and International Institute of Information Technology Bangalore providing technology support. So the right answer to our question here would be option D. While we take a look at the other options here, option C talks about Mano Darpan initiative that was launched in the wake of the pandemic to address the mental health issues of students, their families as well as the teachers. And option A here talks about the Tele-Law initiative. We have picked up this question for discussion because of the reference to Tele-MANAS in this article in the PIB today. Moving on to question number 2. Sudesa Geethangal was written by option A. Tolkapiyar, option B. Munrurai Arayar, option C. Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati, option D. Tiruvalluvar. See, these kind of questions which seem very difficult when you take a look at them can be answered through elimination as well if you do not know the answer. See, this particular work, which is Sudesa Geethangal, was written in the 1900s. And while covering art and culture and Sangam literature, you would have come across the names of Tolkapiyar, who was a disciple of Vedic sage Agastya, and also Munrurai Arayar, the composer of Palamoli. Now, Tiruvalluvar was also a Tamil poet and philosopher who was widely known for the Tirukkural, a collection of couplets on ethics, political and economical matters, and love. He is known to have belonged to about 6th century. So, by elimination, we get our answer, that is option C, Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Now let us discuss more about Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. See, we have taken up this question for discussion because of a reference to Subramanya Bharati in today's PIB article. Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati was born on 11th of December in 1882 in Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu. He was a poet, freedom fighter and also a social reformer. He had also participated in the Banaras session of Congress in 1905 and also the Surat session in 1907. The songs that were written by him on nationalism and freedom of India helped rally the masses to support the Indian independence movement in Tamil Nadu. He also published the sensational Sudesa Geethangal in the year 1908. And in the year 1949, he became the first ever poet whose works were nationalized by the state government. So we already know the answer here. It would be option C, Mahakavi Subramanya Bharati. Moving on to question number 3. Consider the following pairs. Number 1, INS Karmuk, indigenously built missile corvette. Number 2, INS Hansa, India's biggest naval airbase. Number 3, INS Jalashwa, indigenously built amphibious transport dock. How many of these are correctly matched? What is the context? See, we see a reference to INS Karmuk in this article in the PIB today that talks about the 39th edition of India-Indonesia Coordinated Patrol or CORPAT. Similarly, in another newspaper snippet from the Hindu today, there is a mention of INS Hansa. When you see such references, note them down for further revision. This is the only way you will remember such important information for prelims. Now coming back to our question. INS Karmuk is a Kora class corvette currently in active service with the Indian Navy. This was indigenously built and is a missile corvette, so number 1 becomes correct. Now INS Hansa. INS Hansa is an Indian naval air station which is located near Dabolim in Goa. Initially, INS Hansa was commissioned in September 1961 at Sulur near Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu. But after the annexation of Goa in December 1961, INS Hansa was transferred to Dabolim in Goa. Please remember that this is India's biggest naval airbase, so 2 becomes correct. Now coming to INS Jalashwa. This is an amphibious transport dock which is currently operated by the Indian Navy. But it was formerly known as USS Trenton before its acquisition by Indian Navy in the year 2005. You would have seen INS Jalashwa in the news when it arrived in Madagascar in 2021 to deliver humanitarian aid as a part of Sagar Mission initiative. So remember here that INS Jalashwa was not indigenously built. Following the catastrophic Indian Ocean tsunami in the year 2004, the Indian Navy felt the need for a better amphibious craft which would help them in rescue and humanitarian efforts. And that is when Indian Navy bought the US Navy's retired Austin-class land performing dock, which is now called as INS Jalashwa. So number 3 only becomes incorrect. Therefore, the right answer to our question would be option B, 2 only. Moving on to question number 4. Lisu, Wren, Babbler, a songbird seen in news, was spotted in option A, Kerala, option B, Rajasthan, option C, Arunachal Pradesh, or option D, Karnataka. What is the context? This article in the Hindu newspaper today has a reference to Lisu, Wren, Babbler. To talk about the background, when a group of bird watchers went in search of grey-bellied wren babbler in Arunachal's Changlang, they've recorded a potentially new species of songbird and have named it Lisu wren babbler. See, the grey-bellied wren babbler is found in China, Arunachal Pradesh, Myanmar and Thailand. As the name suggests, it has a grey belly, it has dark edges to its back and also has crown feathers. But the newly spotted Lisu wren babbler has a white belly and its song is similar to that of a Naga wren babbler. So this one could be a new species or at least a new subspecies. Now it has been named as Lisu wren babbler by the bird watchers after the local people of Arunachal Pradesh. See, the Lisu people are Tibeto-Burman ethnic group who inhabit Arunachal Pradesh. So even if you don't know the answer here, but you know about the Lisu people, you will easily be able to mark the answer. The right answer here would be option C, Arunachal Pradesh. Now let us take up a previous year question from Prelims paper 2017. Consider the following pairs. Radhakant Deb, first president of the British Indian Association. Number 2, Gazulu Lakshmi Narasu Chetty, founder of Madras Mahajana Sabha. Number 3, Surendranath Banerjee, founder of the Indian Association. See here, the British Indian Association was established on 29th of October 1851 in Kolkata with Radhakant Deb as its first president. And the first general secretary of this association was Debendranath Tagore. So pair 1 here is correctly matched. Coming to pair number 2. Pair number 2 becomes incorrect because it was P. Ananda Charulu who founded the Madras Mahajana Sabha in 1884 and not Gazulu Lakshmi Narasu Chetty. Coming to the Indian Association, Surendranath Banerjee along with Anand Mohan Bose founded India Association in 1876. So 3 becomes correct. Therefore, the right answer to our question here would be option B, 1 and 3 only. Now let us take up the fact of the day for today. The fact of the day is HAKUTO-R. Why? On the 11th of December, a Japanese startup spacecraft was launched to the moon with the help of SpaceX. And this is a part of HAKUTO-R program. And that is why we will know more about HAKUTO-R today. HAKUTO-R is a multinational commercial lunar exploration program which is operated by iSpace. It includes iSpace's first 2 lunar missions, that is Mission 1, a soft lunar landing in the year 2022, and Mission 2, which comprises of a lunar landing and deployment of a rover in the year 2024. And this newspaper snippet from the Hindu newspaper today has a reference to Mission 1. Another important point to note here is that for both of these missions, HAKUTO-R lander will launch on SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. Now this first mission, which aims at performing a soft landing on the moon, will be the first privately led Japanese mission to land on the lunar surface. Let me also tell you one interesting thing. Hakuto here means white rabbit. In a legendary folklore in Japan, it is said that a white rabbit lives on the moon, and this was the inspiration for the name Hakuto. So this HAKUTO-R Mission 1 consists of a lander built by Japanese company iSpace and 2 robotic rovers built by UAE and Japanese Space Agency. This rocket also carried NASA's Lunar Flashlight, a small satellite the space agency will use to map water ice on the lunar south pole. So this HAKUTO-R mission will mark a historic occasion of first all-private moon landing, with everything from launch to the landing conducted with privately built vehicles. That is all for today. Thank you for being with us. Keep watching and keep learning.